Hello, my lovelies. I'm Orla Allen Medium and Orla Allen Author, and it's been a few days, but here are some cards for you. So the first card that came out is the Eight of Cups. The second card is the Four of Cups. The third card is the Page of Cups, and the fourth card is the Seven of Wands. Now, what that basically means is because you've got three cup cards, we're talking about relationships, we're talking about emotions and that kind of thing. The Wand card is talking about how you spend your working day, so whether you're working or whether you're not working. So we're going to start with the Eight of Cups, and the Eight of Cups talks about a kind of breakdown in communication or a breakdown in a relationship where somebody has walked away. Now I feel like this person is almost huffing, but it's a feeling of a loss of communication. So it feels like they're not answering your texts, they're not answering your phone calls, they're not communicating, they've just stopped communicating and they're walking away. Now this either means that the relationship is completely broken down, or that they have simply got so worked up within themselves that they can't communicate their feelings and that they can't communicate what it is that they want. So sometimes this can be where we have an argument and we feel like we've won the battle, but in doing so, the other person hasn't been able to communicate whatever the frustrations is that they have going on. And this feels very much like this person where he can't communicate his emotions, he can't talk about stuff. And I do feel like it's a man I want to talk about. So it's talking about where he's just walking away now. So this could be a relationship that you're in which is romantic, or it could be a relationship you're in which is like a business kind of social type relationship too, where you're partners with somebody or where you work together closely with somebody, and for whatever reason they have turned their back and walked away. And I feel like there's an awful lot more going on for that person than simply them not wanting to communicate with you. I feel like they're dealing with an awful lot of past issues, they're dealing with an awful lot of stuff that's going on with them, and it's not just about what's happened here. So I do feel like with this card there's a decision that needs to be made, there's conversations that need to be had, and perhaps in some cases there's even new relationships that are going to have to be made, whether they're with this person or they're with somebody else. It kind of feels like a final straw, like a nail in the coffin for some people, but for others you will be able to come back from it. But I would say in any relationship, communication is the key, so make sure you're communicating accurately with them. So then we move on to the Four of Cups, and I kind of feel like when this situation is resolved, whether you've walked away from it or whether you have sat down and discussed it and sorted it out, the Four of Cups comes along to talk about more stability. Now I don't know if you can see in the card, but the gentleman is huffing again. Okay, it's kind of like he's sulking, and there's like a wee cloud, and it's handing him a cup. So what I would say is when things settle down a wee bit more, it still isn't quite perfect. It'll take time. It's not something that's going to just be, right, we'll sit down and have a conversation about it and it'll all be fixed. You need to be aware that whatever happened, if you're kind of going back into this relationship with this person, whatever happened is still going to be sore for them. It's still going to fester with them a little bit. So you're going to have to give them time, give them a little bit space, and make sure when you do have that conversation that you actually listen to what it is that they say, because it's very important that what's frustrated them will continue to frustrate them in the future, and it's not necessarily about the actual situation. So listen to what they're saying or what they're not saying in between. It's not just on, don't take it just on face value. Okay, then we have the Page of Cups. Now this is a wee bit more upbeat. The Page is happy, he's motivated, he's got this kind of newness about him. He's not tired, he's full of life, he's full of energy. So I do feel like the first two cards are talking about a phase, and we're going to move past that. Things are going to get better. And I kind of feel like for some of you that it will get better, but you'll be doing it yourself on your own as opposed to doing it with somebody else. Okay? But I feel like whether you're doing it on your own or whether you've found a new partner to work with, or whether you've re-established this current partnership, I do feel like things are better and things are more energized. And I kind of feel like we've cleared the air if we're still with that person. They know that we've listened to them and we respect their opinion. And you know, there's been a little bit of growth there. There's been a little bit of communication there, which has really helped the situation. So things do get better. They don't stay that. Whether you go it alone yourself, or whether you do it with a partner, it does get better. It does get new. We are motivated. We are pushing forward. We're happy. So if the first card was frustration, the second card is a little bit of insecurity. The third card is where we've got this newness. We've got this energy for life again. Do you know, it's like we needed to hit a reset button. And because of that, everything's starting to look up and looking bright and looking breezy. And then the final card is the Seven of Wands. Now, the Seven talks about where you're bringing in whatever you want for the future. So we need to know what we want for the future. And it's really good on the back of the page card, because it's saying that we've got a positive outlook. We know what it is that we want. We're happy to, you know, take whatever steps we need to get what we want. And it kind of feels like the world is your oyster. It feels like you can achieve an awful lot more at this point than you could currently. So this feels like it's not just for today. It feels like you're talking a couple of months down the line. But it's talking about where you have the power and you have the energy to really get out there and make things happen for you and to turn your situation around. Because although I've spoken about this person in this relationship at the start, I feel like there's more stuff that's frustrating you at the moment. There's more things that you're not happy about. And some of that is a reflection of whatever's going on in your relationship. But most of it is to do with circumstances that kind of niggle at you. Maybe you don't like where you live, maybe you don't like where you work, maybe there's something about the situation which you want to change. And this final card is talking about where you're in the mindset to change whatever you need to change. So if you want to move house, if you want to change jobs, if you want to change your business direction, whatever it is that you want to achieve, this card's talking about having the potential to create whatever it is that you want to create in the future. So the best of luck with your conversations. Remember, throughout all this, communication is the key. Make sure you actually listen and don't just hear what you think the person is saying. Have an absolutely fabulous day, and I will speak to you all again soon.